Imagine walking through a field on a sunny day. Instead of hearing the usual moo and seeing brown and white cows grazing, you're greeted by vibrant green-striped creatures with a glossy rind and a juicy interior. What if cows weren't made of flesh and bone, but of watermelon? Today, we'll explore this mind-bending concept. How would such a creature live? What impact would it have on our world? And most importantly, could we even coexist with them? First, let's dissect, metaphorically of course, the anatomy of a watermelon cow. Unlike traditional cows, these beings have a thick green rind that serves as their skin, protecting the juicy red flesh within. Instead of bones, their internal structure could be supported by fibrous watermelon strands, providing enough rigidity for movement. How would they function? Perhaps their heart is a solid core of seedless flesh, pumping sugary juice through vine-like veins. This core might even act like a pressurized chamber, maintaining the cow's overall structure and helping circulate nutrients. And let's talk about muscles, or should we call them melon strands? These fibrous tissues would be elastic, allowing for movement while remaining juicy and sweet. Their legs, built of tougher rind and densely packed watermelon fibers, would be sturdy enough to carry their weight across fields. Their digestive system could be fascinating too. Imagine a process where they graze by absorbing sunlight and nutrients from their environment, functioning almost like photosynthetic organisms. Instead of digesting grass, they might convert sunlight and water directly into juice and energy, making them both plant-like and animal-like. Now, let's not forget the seeds. These could have dual purposes, not only for reproduction, but also as tiny, nutrient-storing capsules that serve essential biological functions. They might even be ejected to grow new watermelon cows, a truly self-sustaining system. A watermelon cow's ideal habitat would be warm and sunny, much like a watermelon patch. Imagine vast fields, not of grass, but of creeping vines that these creatures nibble on to grow and thrive. Their presence would transform ordinary farmland into lush, verdant landscapes where the air is filled with the sweet scent of ripening fruit. Would farmers water them like crops? Or would they graze on dew-covered vines in the morning? Perhaps their unique biology allows them to thrive on a combination of soil nutrients and direct sunlight, making them more sustainable than traditional livestock. They could even produce their own juice reservoirs by absorbing rainwater, storing it inside their juicy cores. Seasonal changes might pose unique challenges. In summer, these cows would flourish under the sun, their rinds becoming even glossier and their juice sweeter. But what happens in winter? Would they hibernate, their internal juices thickening to prevent freezing, or would their rinds grow thicker, forming a natural protective layer against frost? Imagine watermelon cows clustering together in barn-like shelters, their vines intertwining for warmth and protection. Then there's the question of predators. Would these creatures need fences to protect them from animals looking for an easy snack? Or would their rind have evolved to emit a bitter-tasting compound as a deterrent? These adaptations could make watermelon cows resilient against both environmental challenges and potential threats. And let's not forget about their interaction with the local ecosystem. Would they help pollinate flowers as their vines creep through the fields? Perhaps their seeds, dispersed naturally, could grow into new plants, enriching the soil and fostering biodiversity in their environment. Truly, the habitat of a watermelon cow would be a marvel of natural balance and ingenuity. Now let's consider the agricultural implications. Watermelon cows would be the perfect blend of farming and livestock. Instead of milk, they could produce watermelon juice. Farmers could milk these creatures by tapping into their rind and collecting the sugary nectar inside. Imagine rows of watermelon cows standing in lush, vine-filled fields, with farmers equipped with specialized tools to extract their juice without harming them. Each cow might yield a unique flavor profile, some tangier, others sweeter. depending on the type of soil and sunlight they're exposed to. Farmers might even breed watermelon cows for specific flavors, creating a market for artisanal cow-pressed juices. Beyond juice production, these creatures could provide valuable byproducts. Their seeds, collected during the milking process, could be sold as snacks or replanted to grow new watermelon cows. Their tough rinds, once shed naturally or harvested post-life cycle, might be repurposed into biodegradable packaging, offering a sustainable alternative to plastic. Could you imagine a world where ice-cold juice is harvested straight from a living being? Refreshing and bizarre all at once. Watermelon cow farms would become major attractions, drawing curious visitors eager to see these fantastical creatures in action. Tourists might even enjoy fresh juice tastings directly from the source while learning about eco-friendly farming practices. But here's a dilemma. Would we still eat watermelon if it meant harming these gentle giants? Ethical debates would surely arise. Some people might advocate for juice extraction methods that don't hurt the cows, while others might call for plant-based alternatives altogether. The economic impact could be transformative as well. Countries with warm climates would likely dominate the watermelon cow farming industry, creating new export opportunities and boosting local economies. Communities could rally around these unique creatures, celebrating them with annual festivals featuring everything from watermelon cow-themed parades to recipe competitions for the best watermelon-based dishes. Of course, with innovation comes challenges. Farmers would need to adapt their practices to care for these hybrid creatures. Specialized knowledge and tools would be required to maintain the health and productivity of watermelon cows, leading to the rise of a new agricultural field, watermelon husbandry. This fascinating blend of agriculture and sustainability would revolutionize how we think about food production. From the way we farm to the products we consume, watermelon cows could redefine the future of agriculture in the most delicious way imaginable. Entire cuisines might evolve around these creatures, with recipes ranging from savory watermelon steaks to candied rind desserts. Culinary schools could even teach specialized courses on preparing watermelon cow-based dishes. In art, literature, and pop culture, these creatures would become icons, inspiring everything from cartoons to poetry. Imagine animated shows featuring watermelon cow heroes, saving the day with their refreshing powers, or children's books teaching lessons about kindness and sustainability through their adventures. Festivals would spring up in their honor, complete with watermelon cow-themed floats, costumes, and games. Their cultural impact wouldn't stop at food and entertainment. Watermelon cows might become symbols of environmental harmony, embodying the balance between agriculture and sustainability. Fashion designers could create lines of clothing inspired by their vibrant rinds, and architects might design buildings mimicking their unique shapes and colors. Even language might evolve to include phrases inspired by these creatures. Instead of saying, "the cow jumped over the moon," we might say, "the watermelon cow quenched the world's thirst." Poetry and songs would celebrate their refreshing nature, and idioms like, "as juicy as a watermelon cow," could enter everyday speech. These changes would extend to celebrations and rituals worldwide. Imagine weddings featuring watermelon cow juice as a symbol of sweetness and unity, or national holidays dedicated to appreciating their contribution to both nature and culture. The Watermelon Cow Day could become a global event, marked by parades, juice tastings, and a commitment to sustainable living. And let's not forget sports and competitions. Watermelon cow racing could become a thrilling new sport, with spectators cheering as these creatures gallop through vine-covered tracks. Creative contests like rind carving or juice-mixing challenges could further celebrate their unique attributes. Their influence would transcend generations, becoming a lasting legacy of how a whimsical idea reshaped traditions, art, and lifestyles across the globe. These juicy icons would leave an indelible mark, proving that even the most imaginative concepts can inspire real-world change. But life with watermelon cows wouldn't be all sweetness and light. Predators might find them irresistible. Imagine the chaos as squirrels, raccoons, and even humans vie for a bite of these creatures. The very qualities that make watermelon cows appealing could also make them vulnerable. Entire ecosystems might change as animals adapt to this abundant new food source. Let's consider water consumption. Watermelon cows, as semi-plant organisms, would require significant amounts of water to stay hydrated and juicy. Overwatering them might deplete local water supplies, creating conflicts between agriculture and urban areas. Conversely, droughts could spell disaster for watermelon cow populations, leading to shortages of their juice and related products. Then there's the matter of waste. What happens to the discarded rinds and uneaten parts of watermelon cows? Could they contribute to environmental pollution, or would they naturally decompose and enrich the soil? While their biodegradable nature might seem beneficial, an overwhelming number of rinds could disrupt natural decomposition cycles, potentially harming local flora and fauna. Interacting with humans presents another challenge. Would people view them as livestock, pets, or something in between? Ethical dilemmas would arise over how to treat these creatures. Could they be domesticated, or would their hybrid nature make them unpredictable and difficult to manage? Imagine the risks of overpopulation. If watermelon cows reproduced too quickly, they could overwhelm ecosystems, competing with native species for resources. Their seeds might spread uncontrollably, creating invasive vine networks that could choke out other plant life. Governments and environmental organizations might need to step in, regulating their populations to maintain ecological balance. And finally, let's not forget potential human health risks. If watermelon cows carried diseases or allergens unique to their hybrid makeup, would our current medical infrastructure be prepared to handle it? Research and safety measures would need to keep pace with their integration into society, ensuring they remain a sustainable and safe addition to the world. The challenges of coexistence with watermelon cows highlight the delicate balance between innovation and responsibility. While they might represent a sweet dream, turning this vision into reality would require careful planning and thoughtful consideration of its broader impacts. Could we actually create watermelon cows using genetic engineering? Scientists are already blending plant and animal DNA in experimental ways. While this may seem like science fiction now, who's to say it won't be possible in the future? Let's dive into the scientific hurdles and breakthroughs that would be necessary for such a creation. First, the fusion of plant and animal genetic material would require unprecedented advancements in biotechnology. Current research in synthetic biology has already shown promise, with scientists engineering bacteria to produce biofuels and plants to glow in the dark. The leap to a hybrid organism like a watermelon cow might not be as far-fetched as it seems. One approach could involve splicing genes responsible for watermelon growth, like those controlling rind thickness and sweetness, with genes from cows that govern muscle development and metabolic processes. The result? A creature with the durability of a plant and the mobility of an animal. Of course, this would involve countless experiments to ensure the resulting organism could survive, grow, and reproduce without catastrophic failures. Ethical considerations would also come into play. Would creating a watermelon cow cross the line of playing God? Public debates might erupt over the morality of engineering life forms for human benefit, with proponents arguing for innovation and sustainability, while critics warn of unforeseen consequences. And then there's the practical application of such technology. How would we ensure these creatures could thrive in diverse environments? Scientists would need to design them with adaptive traits, like the ability to grow in arid regions or resist pests that target watermelons. Imagine watermelon cows grazing in desert-like conditions, their rinds reflecting sunlight to stay cool, while their roots, yes, perhaps they'd have roots, draw water from deep underground. Additionally, integrating such creatures into ecosystems would require careful planning. What happens if watermelon cows escape into the wild? Would they become invasive, overtaking native species, or could they coexist harmoniously? Genetic safeguards like sterility or limited seed dispersal might need to be built in to prevent ecological disruptions. The potential benefits, however, could be staggering. These hybrid creatures could revolutionize food security, providing sustainable sources of nourishment in regions where traditional farming struggles. Their low environmental impact, compared to conventional livestock, could significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions, paving the way for a greener future. As the boundaries of science continue to expand, the idea of watermelon cows serves as both a playful concept and a thought-provoking glimpse into the possibilities of genetic engineering. Would we play the role of creators, or would nature have the final say? One thing's for sure, the future holds a juicy mix of innovation and wonder.